Hello. How are you? Have you ever wondered, man, I wonder what Christine does when she's not making googly eyes, inhaling her books? Well, you're in luck. Given how empty my head currently is, I decided, you know what, let's do another vlog. And now here I am. So, let's get into it. As you can see, I started the day doing a chapter of book revisions, which brings me one step closer to unleashing my book on the unsuspecting populace. It's much more arduous than it sounds though, given I have to endure the constant pain of looking at my own writing. Fun. Okay, it's not all pain and suffering. I like to have fun with it too, as you can see here. So the revisions for that chapter took me about half an hour or so. It's not the same for all of them because it depends on how long the chapter is. After I finished a chapter of revisions, I decided to try and power through the remaining 100 or so pages of the Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. I really enjoyed the book, but man, there's a lot packed in there, which is probably why it took me so long. I spent about an hour or so reading, and I think I read 70 pages that day. Well, okay, I read about 50 pages in that first hour, but I did end up sneaking in another 20 pages later that night. Tell no one. After that, I quickly realized I was bored. Also, all my work for the day was done, yay. So I decided to draw something. Or, more specifically, a character from the webcomic I've been working on. More information coming soon about that, hopefully. He's a deer man, he's kind of a butt, and interrupting his reading time is a huge no-no. This was also the first time I actually tried drawing out his design, because prior to that point, his design was largely in my head, and I had to get it out at some point. So, yeah. Not sure what else to say for this bit, so enjoy me drawing in the meantime. The next day, I went through another chapter of revisions and sealed the envelope for my cousin's birthday card. I went down to the kitchen so I'd have some room to work with, because I use wax to seal my cards, and there's a lot of stuff involved with sealing your cards with wax. Wax. I wonder what would happen if I just ate it. Okay, no, I'm joking. This was also my first time adding gold foil to the seal, and... well. Screw it. I can just call it abstract art and no one would care. Probably. Hopefully. But, spoiler alert, she liked it, so that's gotta count for something. Right? Right. After that, I finally, after 1 month of sitting in a well and contemplating the universe and trying not to get sucked into a parallel world, I finished the Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. It took me 1 month and a lot of pain and spaghetti to help me sleep on the most restless nights, but I finished it. Anyway, favorite book of the month, 5 out of 5. While I finished all the work I wanted to for that day, I found out my reading journal pulled the disappearing act, so I made a new one. I'm not totally mad because setting up that journal was fun, especially the page I did for the Wind-Up Bird Chronicle. I wrote that line too, I guess. Normally, I don't have a lot to say when it comes to anything really, so I like to keep my thoughts brief. And honestly, decorating stuff is the best part of keeping a journal. I had to wake up early the next morning, so I spent the rest of my night just making a bracelet. The The next day, I started a new book. It's always the best feeling when you make it to the end of one book and start another. Vibes. I put a good dent in Blood Scion, which is the book I started, but I still thought of The Strange Well and The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle and... Whoa, how did I get here? Anyway, after I got back home, I updated my reading journal to include my current reads, partially so I wouldn't forget the day I started reading them, because I only have 2 brain cells, and if I forgot, I could never forgive myself. I'm very excited to fill these pages out once I finish the books, but in the meantime, I guess I'll just appreciate the aesthetics. Aside from hitting up a couple of art supply stores, I also went to the Strand while I was in New York, and I got a couple of books, and also avocados, I guess. Well, okay, they're avocado stickers, but my point still stands. Cuteness overload. And avocados. I love avocados. And that's gonna do it for this vlog. If you enjoyed this video and you want more quality shenanigans from me, make sure you like and subscribe. If you made it this far, feel free to leave a coffee emoji. I can hear my brain screaming at me because I didn't say leave a tea emoji. Anyway, thanks for watching. One of these days, I'll amass an army of avocados and we will take over the world.